All of the folks on this call, I'm sure there's a range of risk managers or in-house risk managers, third-party risk managers, property managers, contractors, and such like that. They're aware of the risk and stuff. But today they're looking at these insurance documents and they're looking at the endorsements and things like that. Why is that not enough? For Jesse, I'll ask you, like, why is that not enough for them to protect themselves in these situations?
Yeah, that's a great question. Typically, the COIs will evidence whatever the policy has of coverage, right? So it's a summary of the policy, and no broker would actually note in the COI the things that the policy doesn't cover. So that's already just the way the COI is built. It's built to evidence what the coverage is and not what the coverage is not including, right? So when we're talking about these exclusions, in the policy, in the insurance policies for these types of claims, we're not actually going to be successful if we try to use the certificate of insurance to verify that. And even endorsements, typically the types of endorsements that we are going to obtain when we're reviewing the COIs and the attached insurance documentation are endorsements that evidence coverage that it was included that typically is not originally in the policy, like primary, waiver subrogation, but you're never going to find like an exclusion of residential work or a labor law related claim exclusion. It's not going to be there attached to the COI. So the COI may seem like they have every coverage that you need, may seem like it's compliant, but it could actually be hiding a lot of information that only the policy would be sufficient for evidence, to show the evidence.
That's yeah, super interesting and insightful. And Jason, I think we were talking and offline about this a bit, but like the certificate is the common currency in a lot of ways for communicating what people have in their policy. But you were mentioning something to me about just like the disclaimer at the top of the page, or something. Curious if you have anything to add.
Well, everybody has seen, likely everybody on this call has seen a certificate of insurance. It's surprising how few people have actually read the wording at the top of the certificate of insurance. It's in actually bold print. And in essence, it says that if there's an additional insured noted on the certificate of insurance, that the fact that that entity or entities are noted on the certificate of insurance as additional insureds does not make that so. That the certificate in and of itself is absolutely no representation of an actual obligation by the insurance company to recognize any parties as additional insureds, and typically there's other documentation required in order to make that happen. So that's the biggest reason why the certificate of insurance is not sufficient in and of itself.